Alright, Shalom, Akim. Aria back at you with another lesson. Through the power and spirit of Yahweh, Bashim Yahweh Shai. Give double honors to the elders and the apostles of Great Millstone and rise up to the house of David. Hopefully, this is the year of all the prophecies coming to pass. Got a quick video for you. Gonna check this clip out on Darbu 7. Going in talking about the Doomsday Clock, the unveiling of the Doomsday Clock. Now set to 90 seconds to midnight, the closest it has ever been to annihilation, a couple of days ago. So let's just check this out, and we're going to hit some precepts through the power and spirit of Yahweh Shai. Without further ado,
this is Dabu 7. We now have the members of this Science and Security Board removing the veil here that covers the Doomsday Clock, and they are revealing it has now been set to 90 seconds to midnight. This is the closest that it has ever been to what they want to call annihilation. Now, there seems to always be several factors that tie into this. In many of the last times that they've made these adjustments, they have been citing world events, like all the lockdowns and stuff that we went through. And now, above all the other war fronts, they're citing the Ukraine. This comes at the end of a week after we've heard calls out of Russia for either peace talks or there's going to be nuclear war. We've even had the patriarch of their main church out of Russia come out and say that the end of the world is right around the corner, especially if they keep pressing us on this Ukraine thing. Now, the world is a stage.
So the patriarch of one of the main churches out of Russia came out and said, if you keep pressing us, it's going to kick off. It's going to be a world war, right? A nuclear war. So you heard it. You know, the elders and the apostles have been talking about this, you know, prophesying, sounding a trumpet, right? From and you can talk about what Yahweh used to say in Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John. You can talk about all the prophets in Daniel. You can talk about Jeremiah. You can talk about all of them getting up early in the morning and sounding the trumpet to warn the people. And as it continues, so really everything does go back to the precepts and the scriptures. We're going to hit some precepts, but just to let you know, man, if you don't want to hear it from us, here we have a so-called truther letting you know. Just going to touch it back what he just said, and I'm just, like I say, I just want to let you hear the audio for now, just to hear what he's got to say. One more time, I touched it back.
They've been citing world events, like all the lockdowns and stuff that we went through, and now, above all the other war fronts, they're citing the Ukraine. This comes at the end of a week after we've heard calls out of Russia for either peace talks or there's going to be nuclear war. We've even had the patriarch of their main church out of Russia come out and say that the end of the world is right around the corner, especially if they keep pressing us on this Ukraine thing. Now, the world is a stage, and all these theaters are exactly that, theaters of war. One thing's for sure, innocent people get caught up in the crossfire and are in turn made cannon fodder in these events. We've seen it left and right. Remember, they have a goal of reducing the population by billions. So there's going to have to be some big time events coming. Also remember, this is the year of the polycrisis. As the World Economic Forum puts it, that means there's going to be multiple crises unraveling this year. What do we have coming right around the corner? Brought to you by all these minions. Join me on the live show.
Enough said. So if you don't want to hear it from the prophets, you have a so-called truther speaking, talking about the year of the polycrisis. Yeah, and it kind of similar to what our prophets, what we've been saying. If they're saying it's the year of the polycrisis, where all things start to pop off, different things start to pop off, the hopeful year of prophecy, when all the prophecies come to pass. That's what the prophets are saying. So if you don't want to hear it from the prophets, you've got the so-called truthers coming out, but really everything goes back to what the scriptures say, from what Yahweh Shai ultimately said when he was on the earth, man. In the Gospels, you're going to hear about these things: uprisings, rumors of war, plagues, famines, We just had the lockdowns. You're gonna hear more about lockdowns. You're gonna hear more threats of nuclear war. So let's hit some precepts. This doesn't have to be a long drawn out video. The point is already made. The doomsday clock there, right there, you can see this is set, man. 90 seconds to midnight, they're saying. It's saying it's the closest it has ever been to annihilation. For those that are into the visuals when they unveiled it. So Revelation 12, let's start with that one. And 9 says, and the great dragon was cast out, and the old serpent called the devil and Satan, which deceiveth the whole world. Right. How do they do that? How does the dragon, the dragon we know is the wicked, and all his military might he's got, right? His tool is deception, as it says there, which deceiveth the whole world, right? When the Renaissance, which we can do a video on that, when they came out, they started to paint over the images, the kings and the princes and the prophets. So that's what they did. That was the start of their deception, right? So they deceived the whole world. He was cast out unto the earth, and his angels were cast out with him. They was let out of Mount Seir. So the first thing they did when they was released was to cover over the images, the Renaissance period, which Abu Ratazar get to doing a video on that, because that's very, very intriguing. Yeah, man, and we really get to see how they different ways they use their deception. And 10, and I heard a loud voice saying in heaven, now is come to salvation and the strength and the kingdom of our God and the power of Yahushua Mashiach, for the accuser of the brethren is cast down, which accuseth them before our God day and night. And they overcame him by the blood of the Lamb and by the word of that testimony, and they loved not their lives on the earth till death. Yeah, the prophets overcame, because it is already written anyway. And for those that were martyred, they're going to be, as it mentioned in Revelation, Most High going to reinstate them. Yahweh Yahushua, they're going to come back. For those that are not ready back, right? They're complaining under the altar. So they're going. So yeah, man, the victory is already written. 12 now, last one. Wherefore rejoice in heaven, and ye that dwell in them. Woe to the inhabitants of the earth and of the sea, for the devil is come down unto you, having great wrath, because he knoweth ye have a short time. So we're zooming in and focusing on that word there, time, because the doomsday clock is ticking. So yeah, they know if they have a short time. That's what they're talking about. All these things that they want to put into action, man, before that 90 seconds is up, before midnight, they're saying. Right, we heard about Russia, the Ukraine, I call it the love triangle. As soon as Russia heard that they was going to be sending tanks to the Ukraine, when Biden said they're going to send 31 tanks or a dozen tanks to the Ukraine, they started to fire up their hypersonic missiles, send some hypersonic missiles. Russia sent some hypersonic missiles over to the Ukraine to bomb some of their main lands, or their landmarks, their prominent landmarks, just to say, well, we're not intimidated, and you ain't deterring us. So that's more evidence that Satan knows he has a short time, and it really goes back to the scripture. Let's read it. Let's read some precepts. Another one, Isaiah 42. And we can read 13. It says, and the Lord shall go forth as a mighty man, he shall stir up jealousy. Yeah, we've done a video talking about that word there, went into it. The word jealousy is just another way that Most High describes his wrath. And he's stirring up jealousy right now. He's going to be, the end result is going to be, as I carry on reading, like a man of war he shall cry, yea, roar, he shall prevail against his enemies. And I have long time holding my peace, right? The word time, right? He's been patient. And I have been still and refrained myself. Now I will cry like a wailing woman. I will destroy and devour at once. Yeah, I have long time holding my peace. The doomsday clock is ticking. I have long time holding my peace. So yeah, the stirring up of the jealousy, the rumors of war, and this world is a stage, as he said. Well, you can say, well, this world is a stage, or this is the Most High's movie, and we are his props. And all the prompts, what he's using right now, are the Russians, the Ukrainians. You got Israel war talks right now. You got the so-called Elam talking, Moab, all talking, all flexing their muscles. Right. This is a topic of discussion right now. That's in the air. The topic of war, and the time is moving. The doomsday clock is ticking. Another precept comes to mind in Habakkuk chapters 2. It says, "And I will stand upon my watch, and I will set me upon the tower, and I will stand upon my watch and set me upon the tower. I will watch to see what he will say unto me, and what I shall say answer when I am reproved. And the Lord answered me and said, Write the vision and make it plain upon tables, that he may run and readeth it. Run that readeth it. For the vision is yet for the appointed time, but the end it shall not speak nor lie. Though it tarry," right, "though it may seem to be taking its time, wait for it, because it will surely come, it will not tarry," right? "For the vision is yet for the appointed time." Right, the doomsday clock is ticking. The vision is yet for the appointed time, but at the end it shall not speak and not lie. But at the end it shall speak and not lie. Yeah, though it tarry. So yeah, the appointed time is already appointed from the beginning to the end, and that leads me nicely into another precept that comes to mind. Right, talking about the appointed time. 2nd Ezra 9, couple of verses in 2nd Ezra 9:2 says, "Then shalt thou understand that it is the very same time," right, the emphasis on time, "wherein the highest will begin to visit the world which he made. Wherefore, when he shall be seen earthquakes, uproar of all the people in the world." Right, you're seeing it, man. Right, you heard it from the truthers, you're hearing it from the prophets. Right, you can talk about going back in time to all the way to Yehoshua, man. You understand? Jeremiah, Hosea, right? All the Isaiah, Daniel, John the Revelator spoke of these things. Yeah, when thou shalt well understand that the Most High spoke of these things from the days that were before thee, even from the beginning. For like as all that is made in the world have a beginning and an end, and the end is manifest. Here's the kicker. Even so the times also of the highest have plain beginnings in wonders and powerful works, and endings in effects and signs. Again, emphasis on the word time there. Even so the times also of the highest have plain beginnings. Right, man? So it is manifest. The end is manifest, and we can see with our own eyes, visualizing, yeah, through the power and spirit of Yahweh Shai. Even so, the times also of the highest have plain beginnings in wonder and powerful works, and endings in effects and signs. Right. Just take a look at the times, man. Take a look at the doom clock. It's getting closer. Enough said. I think we're going one more precept just to hit the ball out of the park. I've hit most of the precepts I wanted to hit. Actually, I've hit all the precepts I wanted to hit. Well, let's hit this one again, just to hit the ball out of the park. Revelations chapters 12 and 12. "Wherefore rejoice, ye heavens, and ye that dwell in them. Woe to the inhabitations of the earth and of the sea, for the devil is come down unto you, having great wrath, because he knoweth that ye have but a short time." Right, and the time is ticking. The doomsday clock is ticking. So I want to say Dawada to Yoba Shimmer Shai for giving me the power and the spirit to do this video. The doomsday is ticking to midnight, the closest it has ever been to annihilation. So rumors of war is in the air, and the end is nigh, man. So keep up praying, Akim. Keep up the good work, man. We're gonna keep up prophesying, letting the people know what time it is. Yashua Allah, Abaratazar. We all make it through the pound spirit of Yahweh Shimashai. Shalom, it's on to the next one.